From the very beginning, the connection between Demet Özdemir and Yaman has been one of the most talked about stories in the world of television and celebrity culture. Fans from Turkey, Italy, Spain, Germany, and beyond have followed every single move, every word, every hidden detail. But now, something completely unexpected has happened, an event that no one saw coming. Demet Özdemir has suddenly flown to Italy, and at the same exact time, Yaman has made a decision that insiders are already calling life-changing. What does this mean for their future? Is it just a coincidence, or is there something deeper, something much more emotional that connects these two stars despite everything that has happened? When the news first broke that Demet had landed in Rome, social media practically exploded. Hashtags with her name trended within minutes. Fans began speculating, why Italy? Why now? Was it for a project? Was it for a secret meeting? Or could it be something far more personal? After all, Italy is not just another country in Yaman's career, it has become his second home. From starring in Viola Come Il Mare to attending glamorous events in Venice, Italy is the place where Can redefined himself, not only as an actor but also as an international star. Could Demet's arrival there truly be a coincidence? Paparazzi reports immediately followed. Photographers spotted Demet at the airport, dressed simply but looking emotional, as if carrying the weight of something more than just a casual trip. Some fans claimed she looked nervous, others said she looked determined. Italian gossip magazines wasted no time linking her presence to Can. Headlines screamed, "Demet in Rome, a new chapter," and "the actress who stole Can's heart back in Italy." The speculation was unstoppable. At the same time, something else happened. Just hours after Demet's arrival, Yaman posted a cryptic message on his Instagram story. It wasn't long, just a few words, but it was enough to set the internet on fire. Some decisions change everything. Fans couldn't believe the timing. Was this message connected to Demet? Was it about his career? Or was it a personal confession that he couldn't hide anymore? The synchronicity was too powerful to ignore. The international press began connecting the dots. Italy has always been the stage where Yaman's biggest transformations took place. Could it be that Demet's sudden appearance there was not a random move but a carefully chosen moment? Perhaps she wanted to confront the past. Perhaps she wanted answers. Or maybe, just maybe, she still believes there's a chapter of their story that hasn't been written yet. What everyone agrees on is that something big is about to unfold. Fans on social media write things like, "This can't be random, fate brought them back together in Italy." Others argue, "No, Demet is there for work, stop creating drama." But deep down, even the skeptics admit, the timing is far too perfect. The stage is set, and the world is watching. Italy has always had a magical role in the story of Yaman. When he first set foot in Rome years ago, few believed he would conquer an entire country with his charm, his talent, and his unmistakable presence. Yet, that is exactly what happened. From starring in blockbuster TV series to appearing on magazine covers, Can became Italy's adopted star, and fans there treated him like one of their own. That is why Demet Özdemir's sudden arrival in Italy feels so much more dramatic. It is almost as if she stepped right into his territory, into the very place where Can built his new life. For many fans, this was more than just a coincidence, it felt like destiny. Some pointed out that Demet could have chosen Paris, Madrid, or London for her work or vacation. But she didn't. She chose Italy. And Italy is Yaman. The two names have become inseparable in the gossip world. The more the media tried to separate them, the more fate seemed to bring them back into the same headlines. Meanwhile, Can's life-changing decision became the most discussed mystery of the week. Journalists in Turkey and Italy scrambled to uncover what it was. Some insiders whispered about a new contract, others about a project that could take him away from Europe for years. But the most explosive theory? That his decision was personal, that it involved Demet directly. A reconciliation? A secret meeting? Or perhaps the opposite, a final goodbye that would once and for all close the chapter everyone keeps hoping will reopen. Italian paparazzi continued to follow Demet closely. She was seen walking through the streets of Rome, keeping her head low, as if trying not to attract attention. But that was impossible. Fans recognized her instantly, asking for photos, screaming her name, some even shouting, "Where is Can?" One viral video showed Demet smiling politely at a fan who mentioned Can's name. Her smile seemed fragile, almost bittersweet, as if she was holding back emotions she couldn't express in public. On the other side, Can appeared unusually quiet. For a man who was known for his bold statements and strong words, his silence was louder than anything. Except for that cryptic Instagram story, he refused to clarify what decision he was referring to. This silence made fans even more restless. Was he waiting for the right moment? Or was he struggling with emotions he didn't want to admit? The gossip columns kept fueling the fire. One magazine headline read, "Demet's arrival forces Can to choose, love or career?" Another speculated, "The decision that will break millions of hearts." Even television talk shows in Italy debated the topic, with presenters asking each other whether Demet and Can could ever face each other again without reopening old wounds. But perhaps the most telling moment came when fans noticed something on social media. For a brief second, Demet liked a post that mentioned her and Can together. She quickly unliked it, but the screenshot was already everywhere. To fans, this was proof that no matter how much time had passed, the connection was still alive, hidden, fragile, but undeniable. The tension was growing. With Demet in Italy and Can on the verge of making a monumental decision, the stage felt like it was being prepared for something unforgettable. The whole world was asking the same question: will they meet again, and if they do, what will happen? As the days unfolded in Italy, the atmosphere only grew more electric. Every move Demet Özdemir made was analyzed, every word Yaman wrote was dissected, and together, even in silence, they created a storm of speculation. For fans, it was like reliving the golden days of their on-screen chemistry in Erkenci Kuss, but this time, the drama wasn't scripted. It was real, raw, and happening before their very eyes. Demet, usually known for her elegance and calmness, seemed different in Italy. Observers noted how she appeared more reflective, even vulnerable. At a quiet dinner in Rome, photographers captured her sitting by the window of a restaurant, looking out into the night. The photo, quickly spread across Twitter and Instagram, was paired with captions like, "She's thinking of him" and "Demet can't hide her feelings." Whether these captions were fair or not, one thing was clear: fans were convinced that her heart was tied to something, or someone, much deeper than work. Meanwhile, Yaman's life-changing decision became the biggest cliffhanger in the entertainment world. Italian and Turkish tabloids offered different narratives. Some claimed he was preparing to leave Italy permanently for a Hollywood project, while others insisted that his decision was about love, not career. The most sensational headline came from a popular Italian magazine, which boldly stated, "Can chooses Demet, a love that refuses to die." While no confirmation came from either side, the mere possibility sent fans into an emotional frenzy. Social media turned into a battlefield of opinions. Some users passionately defended Can, saying he had every right to move on and that Demet's arrival in Italy was purely professional. Others argued the opposite, that fate was bringing them together again and that Can's silence was his way of protecting something sacred. A fan tweet that went viral read, "If Can chooses Demet, it's not just love, it's destiny fulfilled." Even celebrities and industry insiders began to weigh in. A well-known Turkish journalist hinted in a talk show that certain meetings had been planned behind closed doors. Though he refused to give details, he smirked as he said, "Italy might witness more than just business this week." That single comment was enough to send gossip shows into overdrive, each one speculating about a secret reunion. But what truly shook fans came late one night, when Demet shared a short message on her Instagram, "Some places carry more than memories." The words, vague yet emotional, were interpreted as a direct reference to Italy, and to Can. Within minutes, fans flooded the comments, writing, "We know who you mean and this is for Can, no doubt." Even though Demet didn't respond, the timing was too perfect, and the post became one of her most engaged in recent months. The pressure on Can was immense. With Demet physically in his city and fans expecting some sort of public reaction, his every move became critical. Would he ignore the situation entirely? Would he finally break his silence with a clear statement? Or would he make the decision that could change not only his life but also Demet's forever? Every moment felt like the calm before a storm. And Italy, with its history of passion, love, and drama, was once again the stage for a story that refused to die. The tension in Italy reached its peak. For days, the world had been holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable, a confrontation, a confession, or perhaps a moment that would silence all the rumors. Demet Özdemir's presence in Rome was no longer just a coincidence, it was the spark that reignited everything. And Yaman, known for his bold spirit, could no longer avoid making the decision he hinted at with his cryptic words, "Some decisions change everything." The first whispers of a secret meeting began to circulate. Paparazzi noticed unusual activity near Can's home in Rome. Black cars arriving late at night, curtains drawn tightly, and an air of secrecy surrounding his residence. One journalist claimed to have seen Demet's manager nearby, while another insisted that Demet herself had entered through a private entrance. Whether true or not, the speculation was enough to make headlines explode, the reunion everyone's been waiting for? And then came the moment that stunned fans around the world. Yaman finally broke his silence, not with words, but with an image. On his Instagram feed, he posted a simple picture of a sunset over Rome, captioned, "Some things return when you least expect them." The timing was undeniable. The world connected the dots immediately. Demet was in Rome, Can posted about things returning, this was no coincidence. Fans cried, screamed, and flooded social media with comments like, "He's talking about Demet," and "The love story is alive again." Behind the cameras, sources revealed that Can had indeed made his life-changing decision. While details remained shrouded in secrecy, insiders suggested it involved stepping away from a major international contract to focus on something more personal. That decision, according to many, was tied directly to Demet. Was he choosing love over career? Or was he choosing peace over chaos? Whatever the truth was, it was clear that Demet's arrival in Italy had changed the course of his life once again. Demet, for her part, remained quieter. At a small Italian cafe, she was asked directly by a fan if she came to see Can. She smiled gently, her eyes soft, and replied with just one sentence, "Some answers don't need words." That short reply spread like wildfire. To millions of fans, it was confirmation. Maybe not in the literal sense, but emotionally, it was enough. The final days of Demet's trip were filled with an almost cinematic tension. Though no official photo of them together appeared, the energy in Rome felt like something out of a love story. Streets where Can had once walked, restaurants where he had been seen, places that carried his memory, all became backdrops for Demet's presence. It was as though she was tracing the pieces of a story that still lived in both of their hearts. And so, the chapter ended not with a scandalous revelation, but with a haunting silence filled with hope. Yaman's decision may have been about more than just career or love, it may have been about finally embracing the truth he had avoided for so long. Demet's presence in Italy forced him to face it. And even if the world never hears the full story, the fans know one thing: destiny doesn't knock twice. The world watched in awe, because once again, Demet and Can had proven that their story was bigger than rumors, bigger than gossip, and bigger than time itself. The love, the tension, the mystery, it all lives on. And Italy, once again, became the stage where everything changed.